Good evening, everyone. Usually when people hear the introduction, they think of an old guy with gray hair and fallen teeth and with a cane. I'm old, I'm 35. I'm a farmer from Egypt, but I'm not a pharaoh because pharaohs are tall. I'm not tall at all. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about the significance of sacrifice and the Feast of Sacrifice in Islam. Then I will conclude with some verses from the Quran that talk about the story of Abraham and his willingness to sacrifice his son to God. Of course, in Islam we have a couple of holidays, the Feast of Breaking the Fast after the month of Ramadan, and also the Feast of Sacrifice close to the end of the pilgrimage. And both of these festivals have something to do with sacrifice, because in these two occasions we're encouraged to share with other people and to give charity to the poor. Of course, the story of the sacrifice has something to do with Abraham and his son, and this is also something we share with Christianity and Judaism. The story is mentioned in the Quran and in the Bible. Of course, Abraham was willing to sacrifice his son to please God, and sacrifice is something that we are all encouraged to do in life, whether in doing something good we like or quitting something that we're not supposed to do. And the story of Abraham has something to do with the story of Adam in the Bible and in the Quran. I'm going to touch on this in a minute. So, for example, when our parents sacrifice and they serve us and they do everything in their ability to provide for us and to make us happy, and they're not expecting anything from us. Islamically, this is a big sacrifice. When teachers at school and nurses and doctors and police officers also sacrifice to take care of us, to protect us, and this is also a big sacrifice. When the government also tries to serve us and make us better citizens and make our life much better and much comfortable and easier, this is a big sacrifice because they don't need anything from us except for our GST, of course. So, for example, when I'm talking about doing something good, this is a sacrifice, and quitting something bad, that is also a sacrifice. For example, when you're busy and you take a few minutes of your busy schedule to pray, from a Muslim perspective, this is a big sacrifice of time. When you decide to give a charity, this is a sacrifice of money. And when we fast in the month of Ramadan, we don't eat or drink or have intimate relationships during the day, this is a sacrifice of desire. Sacrifice of everything, a sacrifice of money, of time, of desire, sacrifice of everything. Also, the sacrifice of not doing something. For example, if you quit smoking, this is a big sacrifice because this is not something easy. And also giving up some bad qualities that we have and working on quitting these qualities, this is a big sacrifice. What does Adam have to do with the story of Abraham? Okay, sacrifice of that one tree. God told him he can eat anything except for that particular one. But at the end of the story, he couldn't make that sacrifice. He still lived everything and he ate from that one tree. According to the Bible, Eve was tempted and she ate from the tree, and therefore she is to blame and Adam is innocent. The Quran says the opposite. It says that Adam was tempted and he ate from the tree and Eve is innocent. And women love this, by the way. And I always say that women are to blame for everything except for that particular one, the fall. So this is what sacrifice is all about in Islam. Doing something good, although it might be difficult, or quitting something bad and it's also difficult. I'm going to conclude with the verses that talk about the story of Abraham in the Quran and sacrificing his son, and it will be followed by the translation. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقال إني ذاهب إلى ربي سيهدين رب هب لي من الصالحين فمن فبشرناه بغلام حليم فلما بلغ معه السعي قال يا بني إني أرى في المنام أني أذبحك فانظر ماذا ترى قال يا أبت افعل ما تؤمر ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصابرين فلما أسلما وتله للجبين وناديناه أن يا إبراهيم قد صدقت الرؤيا إنا كذلك نجزي المحسنين صدق الله العظيم. Thank you.
In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. And then Abraham said, Indeed, I will go to where I am ordered by my Lord. He will guide me. My Lord, grant me a child from among the righteous. So we gave him good tidings of a forbearing boy. And when he reached with him the age of exertion, he said, O my son, indeed I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. Oh, so see what you think. He said, O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me if Allah wills of the steadfast. And when they had both submitted, and he put him down upon his forehead, we called to him, O Abraham, you have fulfilled the vision. Indeed, we thus reward the doers of good. And we ransomed him with a great sacrifice. And we left for him favorable mention among later generations, peace upon Abraham. Indeed, we thus reward the doers of good. Indeed, he was of our believing servants.
لقد صار قلبي قابلا كل سورة فمرعى لغزلان وديل لرهبان وبيت لأوثان وكعبة طائف وألواح توراة ومصحف قرآن أدين بدين الحب أدين بدين الحب أدين بدين الحب أدين بدين الحب أنا توجهت ركائبه فالحب ديني ديني